Welcome to Get You Happy On with Olivia V.O, savvy social humorist. When I think about what it means to get my happy on, it's visiting my childhood hometown, Worcester, Massachusetts, and of course being connected with my family and friends, and visiting my old high school here at South High Community School. It's not so old anymore. It's a brand new, state-of-the-art, modern facility, and I couldn't be more proud of this high school and what it offers for a new generation of high school students here in the community. I've got my special South High School pass, visitor pass today, and it's been such a privilege just roaming the hallways and meeting some of my classmates who have now become teachers here, and just being in the presence of this very inspiring school. It's a beautiful school, spearheaded by the fabulous Maureen Benenda, who was my assistant principal when I came to school, and then later on became principal and then superintendent of all of Worcester Public Schools. So this is truly a testament to her career. She just retired from 46 years of being an educator and leader, and I couldn't be more happy for her and being able to visit and be part of this unique celebration. So more to come, and enjoy the show today. Ta-da! Happy Thursday and happy Get Your Happy On show. I'm back. It's Olivia, and I'm so thrilled to be back home again after a week-long trip up to Boston and visiting high school friends, high school teachers, and celebrating in that retirement party for Mrs. Maureen Benenda. So big shout out to you. And it's amazing. We all wear pink. And today is National Pink Day. So what a perfect picture to illustrate that. So happy National Pink Day to all of you who are watching. We had celebrated this holiday just earlier with Throwback Thursday with LaDonna Maccabee from Home Sweet Home Treasures. So welcome, drop a comment. Let me know how you're celebrating Pink Day. Are you wearing pink? And also, just drop us a comment. Let us know where you're watching us from. If you're excited for today's show, what questions you have, please feel free to join in the conversation. So as I always like to start off, what are you drinking? This is a show where it's the hashtag happy half hour. So I invite you to bring on your favorite beverage of choice. So for me today, it is fresh pressed watermelon juice. Yummy. So there's even some seeds in here, so you know it's really fresh. And I chose watermelon juice because this is the perfect shade of pink, right? So I've got a pink shirt on, I've got a pink drink in my hand, and what better way to celebrate? And if you notice my straw, I've got this funky straw. So it's a different kind of straw. And I came off an amazing speaker spotlight with the Catherine Yarbrough. So she's one of our presenters at the upcoming Sing Your Heart Song Summit. And she was explaining how our essence, each of our individual essences are vibratory, right? And so I really latched onto that idea and I love it. And so I've been thinking about that throughout the day today. And everything around is vibrational. So this is actually like, I guess, a very special glass. It's a glass straw, and it's got centrifugal lines. It's a vibrational straw. So, right, so I can, when I drink my juice, I can get the vibrational energy from the straw as well. So why not? So instead of sucking up the juice straight, I can do a little swirl and get my vortex going. So I'm always looking for fun things like that. Talk about Throwback Thursday moment. I was in Rhode Island with a friend visiting a metaphysical, spiritual store where I found the straw, and I still have it, and I take it out from time to time, and I'm loving it. And, in that picture I just showed, that was my high school principal, superintendent, Mrs. Maureen Benenda, and my classmate. So my classmate, Olga, is now a teacher at South High. So it's amazing to see classmates coming full circle. So it's really indeed a very special time. So if you've got a high school memory that you want to share for the show, please share it. Let us know. We'd love to connect with you. And I'm super excited to bring on our guest today. Our guest today is the fabulous Coach Talia Dashow. You might have recognized her. She and I have collaborated on several projects before, such as Creativity is WD-40 for the Soul. So we did that collaborative live stream series. And now she's back with me because I really wanted to explore the topic of the power and purpose of play
It's something that I've been studying in my own curriculum through the Humor Academy, using humor to maximize living. And chapter 2 is where our cohort is on right now. And we're talking about how to develop our humor style and the developmental stages of humor, right? From even birth, infancy, school age, now to adulthood. And I'm willing to bring in Talia and to share her expertise and ideas because she really is a creativity expert in the workplace. She runs Creativity Club on Thursdays, which I'm a huge fan of. And then she's also a coach to help you end procrastination. So a triple whammy. All right. So without further ado, we're going to bring up Talia Dashow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Hi, Talia.
Hi. Thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely. So we're so happy to have you on here as well, too. You're like becoming a regular. Absolutely regular. All right. Excellent. So Talia, what are you drinking today?
I'm jealous of your watermelon juice. That looks really good. I just have water.
Hey,
And
it's
an
important.
ordinary straw. An ordinary straw just because I want to protect the lipstick.
Yes, nothing more annoying than smudged lipstick on a straw, right? So I get it. And water is excellent. Water is very important to stay hydrated. But so my husband's going to try to grow watermelons. So we have to save these seeds so we can see if they can grow up in our backyard.
You know, I have a vegetable garden in my backyard. So we're growing all kinds of things with no dirt. It's just hydroponics.
Oh, that's interesting. So you got
Yeah.
like the tower thing growing, the tower plant?
Yeah. I've got tomatoes coming in and cucumbers and green beans and sugar snap peas and lettuce, cilantro and parsley. You know how like a recipe will call for a tablespoon of parsley and you have to buy an entire bunch of parsley? Harvest a tablespoon of parsley.
Exactly. Now you just can just pick it off the tree, right? Or pick it off in your backyard. So that's
right.
fantastic. Awesome, awesome. Well, we'll need to see a picture of that. You'll have to send us a picture of your beautiful garden and share with us. Yeah, so on another show, possibly with another collaborator, we might do a garden series. Shout out to Fanya. So my good friend Fanya Spielman, she is, renovating her backyard. And I think she's covering an old bicycle with moss. So I've been asking her, please send me those before and after pictures because we love to see something like that.
That would be
cool. Yeah, especially in the Home Sweet Home Treasure Show. So lots of things you can do once you get creative, going outdoors, and exploring, right? Exploring new hobbies and repurposing things. Upcycling is the new thing now. So excellent. Awesome, awesome. So I met Talia through some mutual friends, and I was immediately hooked on her Thursday nights creativity club. Like I really enjoy these club meetings, and you can drop in anytime, right? It's no judgment-free zone. And the one thing I've really gotten away from the club is that you can't do it wrong, and you always emphasize that. And there's like no right or wrong. Like you're just so welcoming to everybody when we're exploring and doing something like funny exercises.
Well, that's the fun thing about creativity is that you're kind of making it up as you go along, and whatever you do to make it up is right. I mean, it's not like there's a right answer like in math or something. It's just exploratory, and the process really matters more than the end result. And if you feel comfortable sharing the end result, we're always happy to find out what you've created, what your answers are, what you've come up with, because everybody thinks so differently. And you can take the same prompt and have so many different types of answers. It's fascinating and fun and just really, really enjoy doing it. So yeah, you can't do it wrong. There's no judgment. And it's a safe place to try taking that creative risk.
Indeed, it is. It is. And what do you find is like a common barrier to creativity when people say to you, oh, I can't be creative. I don't know if I can do that.
A lot of people think they aren't creative. Like I was talking to an entrepreneur who has created an entire business from nothing. And she says she's not creative. And this always fascinates me. I think what happens is that people think of creativity with a capital C as separate from creativity with a small case C. And creativity with a capital C is about creating great works of art. It's people who are painters and singers and writing symphonies and novels and, you know, movies and big. There's a lot of talent, a lot of developing the talent, a lot of that's what people think of when they think of creativity. And that's creativity with a capital C. But creativity with a small c is everywhere. It is in whether you can cook, like try cooking without a recipe, or trying to find a new way to drive home, or it's in how you talk to your kid about getting them to brush their teeth. When my kid was little, they were really into Thomas the Tank Engine. And so I pretended that their teeth were train cars. And when we flossed their teeth, we were checking the couplings between all the train cars. And then we gave them all a wash down with scrubbing with the toothbrush. This is like parenting takes creativity, like everything. There's creativity everywhere. And so this is, I think, what so many people were like, well, I'm just not creative. No, that's not true. You are totally creative. Making a business is creative. Coming up with a way, like an email campaign, is creative. There's so much that's creative.
Indeed. And something I've also learned from you is that it's a muscle. So we really do have to take time to exercise it. So even if it's just, you know, coming to club once a week or twice a month, whatever it is, but exercise that muscle.
Yeah, the more we practice expansive thinking and coming up with multiple answers and being comfortable with not knowing if there's a right answer and just trying something anyway and trying something and seeing what happens and being okay with that, then all of those skills are more available to us when we end up with some really naughty problems that we need to, that's naughty like a knot, K-N-O-T-T-Y.
I love it. That's a writer downer right there. So if you're watching this, you know, Get Your Happy On live stream special with our coach, Talia Dashow today, take lots of good notes. I mean, this is a writer downer right here. Practice expansive thinking. Let your imagination run free.
Yeah. That way, you know, when the big problems that we're facing, we're not going to just be in the, well, we could do this or we could do that, and those are our only options. It'll be, no, we can have lots of options. What would happen if we did this? How could we achieve that? It just opens up more possibility.
Excellent. So I wanted to read to you an excerpt from my book here, the book that I've been studying. And this is, you know, chapter 2 about developing our humor being and humor styles, etc. And, you know, Henry Ford had the philosophy that work and play did not mix. Henry Ford, thank you. So employees were seen as insubordinate and even could be fired if they were humming, whistling, smiling. Ford thought that work and play was a toxic combination. And today there are an increasing number of organizations that espouse play as contributing to productivity and enhancing peak performance. So several companies are hiring consultants from Serious Play, which is a technique that uses Lego blocks to train executives, think tanks, meditation rooms, team building activities, and actual opportunities to use toys have found their way into boardrooms and businesses.
Yeah, I actually got trained in Lego Serious Play, and it's interesting how many people think play and work are opposites, when actually the opposite of play isn't work, it's apathy or depression or something along those lines. That play is really how we stay vital and curious and engaged. We learn things faster when we learn through play than we do any other way. It encourages creative thinking to try to come up with new ways of solving problems. It helps people bond. When people are playing together, they get to know each other in a more relaxed way, and so it helps people feel more comfortable together, and then it makes it easier to ask them for help in a work setting if they need that. It's good for team building. And there's just so much that is actually serious and beneficial that can come out of play. Henry Ford may have had some good ideas, but that was not one of them.
Right? Oh my goodness. I love that. When I read that passage, I immediately thought of you because you had touched upon that you were certified in the serious play concept with Legos, right? And I think it's fascinating to go a step further that we could create stories around the bricks or buildings or structures that we made.
Well, that's part of the process in Lego Serious Play is holding our story in the model that we build, so that we don't have to hold it in our head. We know we have what we want to say in the model in front of us. And then we can use our eyes to listen to other people and look at their model when they're describing what they're trying to say. So it helps make space in our own brains to listen to other people, and it also helps us understand with more than one sense what they're trying to say. And then we can take these physical representations of these ideas and find ways that they fit together and create something collaborative out of that, which is even cooler.
Awesome. Well, we need to do this online. How do we get these little bits out?
I haven't figured out how to do it online.
All right. We'll put a pin in that, Talia. Put a pin in that. But something else that came from this chapter is that play is necessary because it does help us to take creative risk. We can explore, pushing the boundaries, taking those creative risks, and learn, right? Learn to adapt from that as well too, and being okay, being okay that we took a risk.
I think it's important to have places where we know that we'll be safe to take risks, because that makes it a little bit easier to take a risk when the stakes are a little higher. Even if the stakes are just, I'm worried that people will laugh at me if I bring this up, or I'm worried about how my boss will receive this, it's still a risk. And so knowing that you've taken a risk before and survived the experience makes it a little easier to take the risk again the next time. And if you do it in this realm of play, it really does take a lot of the pressure off. And sometimes it gives you a chance to try things in the realm of play that you just would never want to try in real life. If you are role playing, like I've been in role plays where I'm role playing like the pissed off customer, and I never want to be that in real life. But I've gotten annoyed in the past, and I've wished I could act it out. And here I have this chance to act it out in real life, and it can be kind of cathartic. But it also gives people a chance to say, oh, well, I didn't realize how much of an impact this would have, or how can I respond to that? It opens up so many places where you can have conversations about what's going on.
Excellent. And I think one of the highlights and benefits of Creativity Club that you host every week is that it is that psychological safety net. Like I know, again, I can feel free to explore, and it's okay. I can say the goofiest thing ever, and it's okay. Or I can say nothing at all. I think sometimes you're very encouraging, like, hey, if nothing comes up, or if you're confused, because you're always experimenting new games with us, which I absolutely love. I don't know how you come up with these games, but you're experimenting new games with us, and you're like, how does it resonate? Do we like it? Do we don't like it? And sometimes we're confused by the directions, and you're like, that's okay too.
That is absolutely okay too, because it's all a work in progress. I get to play with some new ideas as well, and see. Trying to figure everything out ahead of time before you even start doing something is not usually very productive, and it can take all the fun out of things. Trying something and seeing what happens gives you information to move forward with. And this is one of the things I think people see trying something and having it not go perfectly as a failure. But I don't think it's a failure. I think it's just information. So I try something and it doesn't work great. Okay, I learned something. Maybe I can tweak it and try it slightly differently. Or maybe I just trash that idea and try to come up with a new one. But it's not a personal slight. It has nothing to do with me or anything being wrong with me. It's just, this didn't work. How do I feel like going ahead with this? Do I want to try something different, or do I want to try this again in a different way? And by acting, by doing something, trying something and seeing what happens, it also gives our inner GPS a chance to kick in. Like, if you've ever been in a parking lot and your GPS says turn right on First Street, and you're like, I can't even see any street names. I have no idea which of these streets around me is First Street. Sitting there hoping you'll figure it out doesn't give you any information. But if you start driving, your GPS says, okay, now turn left on College Avenue. And you're like, okay, I'm driving towards College instead of First. It gives you information, which you don't have unless you start moving.
Well, I'm in the mood to play a game. I know you are too. So what game can we play right now, Talia?
How about the 4-letter word sentence? That sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great. Yep.
So the way this works is that we will pick a 4-letter word, not that kind of 4-letter word, a nice 4-letter word. And we're going to write a 4-word sentence with each word starting with one of the letters. So if we picked the word time, we could write, this is my example. And this starts with T, is starts with I, my starts with M, example starts with E. And so each word starts with one of the letters of our 4-letter word. You can't do this wrong. The most interesting sentences are usually the ones that are the wackiest. Don't worry if your sentence doesn't have a subject and a verb and an object and all the things that you think sentences are supposed to have. Should we pick play as our 4-letter word?
Play? Sure. Play. All right.
Why is it a little bit difficult to come up with, but I bet we can do it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's Pink Day, right? So pink lace always yodels.
But we said clay. So you need the letter C.
No, I said play.
Oh, play. I was thinking clay.
No, I was thinking play like we were reading about play in the book.
Okay. So play, Play, play along. All right. So what did you say? Pink lace always yodels?
Yes.
Okay. Panthers love almonds yellow.
Okay. I like it. Playful leopards accept yelling.
The funny thing about these sentences is that you instantly get the image, right? So,
yeah, in 4 words, it paints this amazing picture. And everybody comes up with something totally different. Even if somebody repeats one of the words, the sentence itself is going to be just totally different.
Exactly. And if you're watching this, play along with us. Let us know your sentence combinations in the chat. We'd love to connect and hear from you. So the word is play, Play. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's get my noggin going. Perhaps laughter aims Yiddish.
Prune lilacs after yesterday.
I missed that deadline to prune my lilacs. All right.
We don't have lilacs here.
No lilacs. Let's see. Peaches, lemons, amaretto, and yams.
Ooh, I want to know what you're cooking.
Awesome. Well, it got us giggling.
Absolutely. We always laugh at Creativity Club because this is fun and it's silly and it's a chance to play and allow yourself to be kind of goofy, and it feels really good.
And I think it's the best kind of networking too, right? I think you get to know more of a person just by interacting with them through a playful exercise. And it's not like your typical networking, like, okay, you have to give a pitch.
Right.
Right? Like someone's personality and their thought processes and just their little quirks come out when they're playing, because they're not being like in their head. Like, am I saying the right thing, doing the right thing, remembering to say all the things? I'm just playing.
Right. Yeah, there's no script you have to follow. There's no points you're supposed to hit in order to, get your message across, because you're not getting a message across. You're just playing.
Yeah. And I think it's endearing. I mean, I've really enjoyed some of the participants have come through the club, our club members. And it's a free club, by the way. If you didn't know, like, it's a free club and you don't have to like register or sign up. I mean, you want to register, get the Zoom link, but you can drop it at any time, which I love, because people can feel that they can come and go and, take Creativity Club as they need it.
Some people show up every week. Some people show up every month or two when their schedule allows. Some people show up once. I don't know if I scare them off.
Well, we did. Yeah. But I have to say, like, everyone that's come through has been super open, a lot of fun to be with, very endearing, because I just see like a whole other side of them that maybe would not have been shown because they're so guarded all the time, right? Like on a Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Excellent. All right. So now it comes to one of my favorite segments of the show, table topics. And so I pulled something here because I think it's so funny that you met your husband in Swampscott, Massachusetts, and I'm from Massachusetts, and I'm like, I know exactly where that is.
I actually met him here in California.
Okay.
From Massachusetts.
But he is from Massachusetts? Okay. Just by that, like, fact alone, I already felt like, okay, like, connected to you, even though, like, you're so far away in a different time zone. I was like, oh, yay. Like, she understands something about Swampscott. Awesome. So this is the table topics for today. Married people are happier than single people. And whose marriage would you like to emulate?
So it's interesting. I've actually heard the statistic, the fact that for men are happier and healthier when they are married, but that's not true for women. And that's probably because women tend to have, it's not all universally true, but tend to have a more robust network of friends to rely on. So we don't only have our spouse to turn to for support, but men in general are not encouraged to have the kinds of friends that you really lean on and talk to about feelings. So they really rely on their wives to fill that role for them. So I just think it's interesting, like the way our society is set up is kind of hurtful for everybody. there's ways that it doesn't work for everybody. So I just want to go out and go be heard saying, men, it's okay to talk about your feelings with your other friends. It's okay. You're not imposing on your friends. That's what friends are for. That said, I'm actually really impressed with my parents' marriage. They got married after having known each other or been dating for about 3 months. I mean, it was fast. and they are still together and still in love 50 something years later, 53, something like that. So I'm just like, it takes a lot people grow and change over time. And even if something works in the beginning, it doesn't always continue to work as you grow. So it takes some effort and willingness to grow along with your partner to be able to keep making it work for all those years. So I'm hoping that when my marriage hits 53 years, that my husband and I are still doing that well.
You just celebrated anniversary too, not too long ago, I remember.
Yeah. I think that was 20.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Well, congratulations. You're halfway there to your parents. Awesome. And you bring up a good point here about just the vast network that women have, right, with their girlfriends, etc. So I want to give a shout out, actually. I hadn't thought about her yet, but just now when you mentioned that, like, it's okay for women to be single because they have such a vast network and they can lean on like a group of friends, right? And so I recently met someone on LinkedIn here. Her name is Julie Gregg. So shout out to you, Julie. But she has an app and it's called Foreplay. And it's about how single friends can get together. Yeah. And so I thought it was like a really, really great idea. So I'm going to bring her on the screen here. I'm going to find her LinkedIn profile. This is what happens on the Get You Happy On show. I mean, I encourage you to do the 3 C's, which is always to comment and connect and then collaborate. So find people on here. I have some of the most amazing guest speakers. So there's always someone or somewhere in which you can find a collaboration. But I want to give a big shout out to Julie Griggs right now. And I'm going to find her LinkedIn profile so that we can understand a little bit more about this this social app that she has, because I think it's super exciting. It's a social network for single friends. That's what she calls it. And she is the founder of that. So there you go. Big shout out to you, Julie Griggs. She is someone I'm just slowly getting to know here in the United States Women Economic Collaborative. We're under this brand new program together, studying business. And so I really admire her app. So big plug for you, Julie, on that. And so there's something to be said to this question, so it's okay that women can stay single because they have that group of friends. Excellent. Awesome. All right. And speaking of collaboration, so Talia and I, along with some other people this weekend, in honor of the summer solstice that is occurring this week, we are creating a summer solstice creative soul spa. And you're all invited. So yes, tickets are still available and you're all invited to join in. And so, Talia, how did this summer solstice creative soul spa come about?
Well, I was dreaming up ways to collaborate with some of the people that I have been meeting and thinking are just really cool and doing really fun and interesting things. I'm like, I want to do something with these people. The collaboration, as you said, is really awesome to do. And I had also been dreaming a little bit about what it would be like to have a summer camp for adults and what kinds of things I would want to include in a summer camp for adults. And I realized that I'm not ready to go out in the world yet because of COVID, but I can do stuff on Zoom. And when I do things on Zoom, I get to collaborate with people who are all over the place. Do you know that we had people in Creativity Club last week from, I think, 5 different countries, like all over the world? We had, yeah. So for the summer solstice creative soul spa, we have people from, I think, 4 states here in the U.S. who will all be bringing their own expertise and knowledge and joy and laughter and community to what we're doing. So I'm going to be doing some creativity games. Olivia is going to be doing laughter yoga. Our friend Lori Lynn is going to be pulling tarot cards and talking about how each of the cards could represent a part of ourselves. Steph is going to be doing creative journaling, possibly some poetry as well. And Anne is going to be doing talking about the power of small things and how small changes can make big differences. And there's just so much creative energy, and it's going to be a really, really fun event. It's going to be lots of chances for people to share their own thoughts and experiences and what's going on for them, to network with each other, to have some time for introspection, some time for play. There's going to be definitely a lot of laughter. We know that for a fact because Olivia is going to be there. So there's going to be laughter community. It's going to be such a fun event, and it'll be way more fun with you. So come join us.
Indeed. Come join us. And I just give you so much credit, Talia, for pulling all of us together so that we can all share our individual gifts in this collective manner. And I'm so excited for the tarot breaks, because throughout the day, we're going to have special tarot card readings as a group from Lori Lynn Armstrong. So I'm super excited for that. And of course, all the amazing participants will come in, and I think you'll get a lot out of it, right? I always love attending events where I can get something out, something tangible to take away from it. And since you are all watching this fabulous live stream, and if you're watching this on replay, #replay, but we've got an amazing coupon code that you can enter into Eventbrite. Yes, coupon code for you. Just enter this here, live stream, one word, live stream, and that will get you $10 off your ticket. So go ahead and enter that code. It's valid now until Saturday morning. So feel free.
I think it's all lowercase instead of all uppercase. So if the all uppercase doesn't give you a coupon, try it in all lowercase.
There you go. Okay, so big C, little c, uppercase, lowercase, try them both.
Live stream, $10 off.
$10 off. And so that is an incredible, generous offer that Talia is offering just for watching this live stream, right? And it's eligible. You can share it out with your friends, tell them to watch this live stream too, and get your tickets today. So spots are selling fast, so you want to definitely be on there and tap into your summer solstice creative soul spa. All right, fantastic. So now we are going to go into rapid fire question time.
Okay.
Tal, you might need to take a sip of water. Get ready. All right, so let me cue up the questions. We're going to put Talia here on the hot seat. All right, so rapid fire question time. Let me get rid of this link for just a little bit here. All right, and she doesn't know the questions I'll be asking. It's all random. So here we go. Here we go. So how did you celebrate Father's Day?
I went out for brunch with both my father and mother and my husband and our kids. So there were 2 fathers at the table.
Very nice. Look
and
at that. Double celebration with the dog. What is the best Mother's Day present you've ever received?
Mother's Day isn't as big a gift-giving holiday for us as it is as some other ones, but this last Mother's Day, I actually got some stickers for my car, which I really, really wanted. So now I have tentacles coming up from underneath my car, and it looks like there's something under there. It's going to be climbing out. It's very cool.
What kind of car do you have?
I have a blue Hyundai Ioniq hybrid.
Okay.
And so now I have black tentacles coming up the sides.
When you were saying stickers, I was imagining, like, I don't know, school stickers, rainbows for the windows.
These are like a foot or 2 long. Like they're substantial stickers. You can see from a distance.
That's fantastic. All right. What is your favorite memory of your kid?
When my kid was little, they had some trouble saying some of their letters. And when we were talking about their pajamas, they had their tops and their bottoms. And I remember I would ask them if they wanted to put on their tops or their bottoms first. So just to hear them say bottoms.
Oh, that's funny. How do you feel about cranberries?
they have their place. There are a few. I mean, you have to really compensate for the sourness, but once you do that, I like cranberry sauce. I like cranberry cake. I've even stuffed squash with cranberries before. You just have to make sure that you take into consideration just how sour it is. Straight cranberry juice, not my thing.
That's excellent. All right. So, serious question now. Would you rather come face to face with a miniature hippo or a giant cockroach? Both are in a bad mood.
Ooh. I think the hippo would be more dangerous, but I think the cockroach would be more disgusting. That's a tough choice. I think I'm going to have to go with the cockroach.
Go with the cockroach?
A hippo in a bad mood, you can be nasty.
Maybe there's a cranberry bog that you can throw them in. All right. So 3 things that you'd find in your car trunk.
I know that game. We play that one on the Creativity Club.
I learned from my coach.
I have a picnic blanket and some water bottles and an empty shopping bag.
Okay, empty shopping bag. Nice. If you were really hungry, would you eat a cricket?
I've heard that they're very nutritious. It makes me very squeamish. Although actually, somebody gave me a nutrition bar, like a protein bar that was made with cricket flour, and I actually did try it, and I did not like it.
And you live to tell. Okay, so no cricket flour on the shopping list here.
Yeah, no. I mean, if I was really starving, like desperate, I would do it, but not by preference.
With that being said, what is the most exotic thing that you've ever eaten?
I hope it's okay to say this on our live stream. When I was 16, my brother and I, I'm a twin, so my brother and I were both 16 at the same time, and we went on a trip to Israel. We have some family in Israel, and we were given time off of the trip to visit with family, and they took us out to this restaurant, and there was this, they did all the ordering. I had no idea what was on my plate, and I ate something. It was very, very tender, and they said, somebody looked at me and said, that wasn't so bad. I'm like, what did I just eat? Apparently, it was bull's testicles.
At the tender age of 16, I can't think of a better initiation.
My brother had not yet had it and was very reluctant to try it. Once he knew what it was.
Wow, interesting. Okay, well, that's pretty exotic, Talia.
Not necessarily by choice, but I did it.
You did indeed. Do you ever play with your food?
Well, yeah, I play with everything.
Food fights at the table then?
No food fights, because that requires too much cleanup. But I tend not to play very much with the food that I'm actually eating, because it's, I want to eat it and I don't want to clean it up. But we go to a gingerbread house making party almost every year, and so we will bring things that are edible to put on the house. So definitely playing with food, because you can't really make a gingerbread house and then use like plastic. It has to be something edible. So we bring in all kinds of stuff for that. Definitely playing.
That does sound like a lot of fun. Awesome. And you can get like really creative, right? With all the candy trimmings.
In fact, we've been doing it for so many years, we decided, well, the people who hosted it said, well, it's too boring to just do a gingerbread house every year, so we're going to do a theme every year. So one year the theme was fears and phobias, and one year the theme was movies, and one year the theme was all things Disney, or like it's different every year. So it gets our imaginations going more than just build a house.
Okay, well, that is clearly an example of expansive thinking and
Yeah.
exploring all options. I had never thought about that for a gingerbread house. Just come with a kit and you just build your structure. But that is cool. You can have a whole village of phobias come to life.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. So I have to ask you,
Yes.
what is your favorite Lego piece or favorite Lego shape?
The separator.
Okay.
Don't have one up here.
Do you have one?
I don't have one within reach.
Okay.
I'd have to go get one. But yes, the Lego pieces can get very stuck together, and there's a special piece that they've made that has a really flat edge to it that you can try to jam in between the two bricks, and then it also has like the clutch parts, so you can try to pull it the bricks up this way, or there's like multiple ways you can use it to separate Lego bricks. So that's my favorite. And you can even build with it if you want to. My kid does that all the time.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Awesome. Speaking of Legos, I have a really good friend, Caitlin Johnson, we just met, and like she and her daughters will put together like these kits that they have, and they've made flowers and all sorts of things with Lego bricks. So excellent, very cool. So if you're into Legos, I mean, there's more than one use for it, I suppose. What song do you hear the most often?
Tell you the songs that I feel like I hear the most often are Christmas songs because they get stuck in my head. It's like a radio jingle, like a advertising jingle. It gets stuck in my head. And it takes like 2 words of a song to get it stuck in my head. And it drives me crazy because I'm Jewish and this is not my music.
Rocking around.
No! My kid knows this too, and if they're really upset at me, they'll like start singing Christmas carols, and just like, ugh.
Oh, then it's in your head. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna hold that for later. Okay. Do you have any friends who are taller than 6 feet?
I feel like all my friends right now are on Zoom, so I'm not really sure.
Make them all stand up one day. Okay.
I remember networking years ago, back when we used to network in person, with somebody who was significantly taller than 6 feet. And I felt like he loomed over everybody. And I kept wanting him to step back just because it wasn't that he was not far enough away, like from my friend to his friend, but the top of him was getting into my airspace. So I needed him to like back up just so he wasn't looming over me anymore.
Awesome. All right. What is the one thing that you own you wish you didn't?
Cat poop.
Cat poop? Oh, because you knew kitty. Oh. Have you decided on a name for the new kitty?
Well, 2 out of 3 of us like the name Jasper, but the third is still not too happy about that name. So we're still under discussion.
So it's a no-name kitty still?
Well, many named kitty. Came with the name Milo. I want to call him Jasper. We might call him Otter. We might call him Noodle. We might call him Pickle. We might call him Doodle. I mean, there's so many options. We have no idea.
This kitty's going to have a multiple cat personality. I can just see it. Okay. I vote for Pickles, though. I think that's a cute name. So there's my vote.
It's really a cute name for a kitten. I'm not sure if it's going to be as good a name for an adult cat.
Mr. Pickles. Just put a Mr. in front. So, do you like giving presents or getting presents?
Oh, yes, both.
Okay. And what do you want to say to your third grade teacher?
Do you know I still see my third grade teacher?
She lives in your neighborhood?
No, she lives in San Francisco and I'm in Oakland, but we have play tickets together. We've had play tickets together for the last like 35 years. We stayed in touch. Like we liked each other when she was my teacher, and she stayed in touch as I grew up. And when I was in college, we started going to Berkeley Repertory Theater together, and we're still doing it. So I would probably say to her, when are our next tickets?
That is very endearing, Talia. And talk about Throwback Thursday. I love that you kept in touch with your elementary school teacher, just like how I did with my, high school principal. So
Yeah.
something to be said about educators, right? And
Oh, yeah.
having that lifelong relationship with you. So that is excellent. Well, you can give her a big shout out. What's her name on this live stream?
Brian Rifkin.
All right. Big shout out to you, Tally's third grade teacher. When's the next play? Okay. So what are your 3 favorite M words?
I'm going to have to say something. I can't just sit here and forever. Let's see. I'm not sure if these are always my favorite, but they're good for right now. I like mulberry and marble and mocha.
Mocha. Okay. Mocha. I think I could go for some mocha right now.
Me too.
All right. What is the last thing that you liked on social media?
I think the last thing I liked on social media was the Summer Solstice Creative Soul Spa.
Excellent. Coupon code is still available for you. Just type in live stream. Live stream for your coupon code on Eventbrite.
It's coming up on Saturday.
And let's see. Who challenges you to be better?
I think my kid. It's partly because I want to set an example. I want to model the behavior that I want them to do themselves. But also, it's like there's times that I'd be tempted to cut corners or do something that might be like the easy way, and I look at my kid and I'm like, no, it's worth doing it right. It's worth doing it right.
Oh, wow. Touching. Very, very nice.
And they'll never know.
And they'll never know.
I have a team.
All right. And coming to the end, the final round question here. How did you feel when you finally got that leather jacket?
You read my posts.
I do. I'm a huge fan. If you connected with Talia yet, please do so today. Her posts are fantastic. So yes, I read your post.
Can I give a little bit of background for this?
Yes.
Okay. So I was talking about how so many of us will wait until we think we're worthy to be able to do a thing or get a thing that we want. And I had been waiting for years to lose weight before I would get myself a leather jacket. And I never lost the weight. And at some point I was just like, why am I denying myself something that would make me happy for this thing that isn't happening and might never happen? Aren't I worth it now, just as I am, to treat myself well right now? So I said, I'm going to go get that leather jacket. It made me so happy. I wore that thing so much. It was warm and it was solid and made me feel protected. It made me feel tough, but kind of sexy too. And it was just, I even wore it over my wedding dress before my wedding. And there's, black leather motorcycle jacket over a white dress. It was so cool. I was so happy to get it. And it just becomes so important to me to treat ourselves well right now, even if we don't think that we live up to whatever standards we want to live up to, we deserve to be treated well right now, just the way we are. We don't have to be any different to be worthy of love, to be worthy of respect, to be worthy of buying yourself a leather jacket. It's all, you're already worthy just because you exist. You don't have to change to become worthy.
Well done, Talia. Beautifully said. Yes, I love that post because it really made me think about how many of us like put things off, waiting for that perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Go ahead and treat yourself now to that. So go ahead and join Creativity Club today.
This afternoon, in a couple hours.
It's here in a couple hours, right? So don't deprive yourself. If it's something you've always wanted to do and you just want to dip your toes in the water, do it. Do it today. So the link is here for you, tinyurl.com/Talia Creativity Club. We'd love to see you. We'd love to have you join in our fun activities. I mean, just think about this conversation. You can have more of Talia during Creativity Club. So she does a fantastic job hosting it. I encourage you all to join in. And of course, we'll be together for the Summer Solstice Creative Soul Spa. I know the link here is pretty long to type in, but just go to Eventbrite. The easiest thing is go to Eventbrite, type in Summer Solstice, and you'll see it come up. And you can also be eligible for a $10 coupon code. And this is live stream. So just type in live stream. You can try lowercase, uppercase until you get it right. And that will give you the $10 off coupon code. So we hope you take advantage of that just by being an awesome supporter of this live stream, getting on the show, Get You Happy On. We hope it helped you to boost and elevated your afternoon today with some positivity and some giggles. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Talia. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome. See you Saturday. Thank you so much for watching Get Your Happy On. Have you enjoyed today's episode? I invite you to comment. So please share with us your thoughts and ideas in the comments. We'll be checking and would love to reply back to you. Please also connect. Connect with each of our amazing special guests and connect with each other here in the comments as well. This is a great way to network and to make new friends. And finally, collaborate. I would love to find ways to collaborate with you or help you to find collaborations with vast people in my network. So remember, comment, connect, and collaborate. Thank you again. See you next week.